All right, Sean, you guys wrapped up. It's day 4, but really second day of training camp in pads Monday. What have you seen for the overall group so far?
Well, a lot of these guys have been here, and they're still young, but the transition into this portion of the in-season work has been really good. We're in a new facility.
Yeah.
It's only 50 yards away, right across the field. But I think the work has been good. The weather here is always fantastic to practice. And I think just getting through the nuances, I still haven't figured out like how to get to my car like efficiently from my office. So all those little things we're working through, but it's a confident team that is excited to be back.
Great.
You talked about the continuity, and then you add Jaylen Waddle into an offense that already had so many stars. How has that been going?
That's been fantastic. Man, there was so much work that went into that trade, and with Miami, but also with his background and who he's played for. And the thing that you see, and which is a big strength of his, is how much he loves football. You know, he's a elite competitor, and those type of personalities I think are infectious. And he's got that. It kind of rubs off on everyone else. Yeah, that's been really good.
Okay, so
it's going to affect your fantasy show.
Oh, okay. Noted.
It's always hard. It's always hard with receivers.
Do you watch?
But oh my gosh, it's like the last thing before I go to bed. But receivers, they're typically harder to predict than the tight end or the running back because the ball gets sprayed around. But it's interesting to see. He's one of those guys that can play in the slot. He can play outside, and there's two ways guys can separate, with great speed or they can stop fast, and he happens to be a player that has great speed and he can stop fast, and that he gets open a lot with those traits.
If you do not get Sean on your show this
year. No.
Listen. No, okay. We're on a tight budget, but I do got to ask you, Taysom Hill, a player that
absolutely
you've done great things with. He's available. And
look, he'll be, I'm sure, in Canton celebrating Drew's enshrinement. So I'm sure there'll be a bump into. Listen, I saw him in the off season. Our team doctor came from New Orleans, and Taysom's flown out here a couple times at the clinic because he was recovering from a knee injury 2 years ago. So I think, we won't be the only team. I think there'll be a few teams that'll kick the tire and spend some time with him and just kind of see where he's at. He and I never really discussed, when I saw him in the offseason, football or his plans, knowing that would, eventually define itself. And so I look forward to seeing him and a bunch of other teammates. But I think we would definitely look closely at where's he at. And there's a lot that goes into that. We know he's healthy. The injury he had wasn't just an ACL. It was like a complete knee reconstruction, and so the info is our doctor who knows right where he's at. So year 2, typically with that type of injury, a player is much stronger.
All right, Sean, we know you got to get out of here, so sorry to cut you off, Cynthia. You got to get Sean on the show, but also we will see you in Canton for next week. We'll
get in Friday, gold jacket, I think, and then Saturday. We're looking forward to all of it. It's exciting, and
do you have your speech ready?
Well, they put it together differently now. They come out in the spring, and you do a series of questions with NFL films. They spent 5 hours over here. The one thing I told the gal, I said, I think it's important, the amount of time Drew spent going against Luke Kuechly.
Yeah.
And how Luke operates the same way Drew does. It's ironic that they're going in the same year. And if you put those two busts next to each other, like, no one else is going to sleep in the Hall of Fame. So I think they got to put someone between them, Fitz or somebody.
No. You have to make it happen. We're going to make it happen. We got to get you out of here. We're getting the signal. We got to get you out of here. But thank you. But make that happen.
Okay.
Luke and Drew.
We'll keep it awake.
All right, Patrick, you guys just wrapped up your second day of real training camp activities. Where have you seen this defense kind of, I won't say evolve, but kind of develop at this point of training camp?
Yeah, obviously, we're going through the first phase of training camp, and honestly, it's just, setting the groundwork, setting the foundation, guys getting acclimated, being in shape, getting conditioned, going into the playbook, lots of studying. But, when we come on the field, it's a lot of competitive periods to get ourselves better. Offense looking good, defense looking good. So it's really ironing, sharpening, ironing at the end of the day. So I love these battles. It's good battles out there. So.
Talk about the good battles out there. There's so much continuity on this team. How has that kind of changed from previous training camps, having so many returning starters at least? It
honestly feels good. Everybody in the right spots. We got the right pieces together. A lot of experience, a lot of great vets on the team. I'm starting to become a vet year 6. That's crazy to say, but yeah, we starting to come together. A lot of camaraderie built within this unit and this team, and it shows out there on the field, on the practice. We know we're trying to get better on the field, but we also smart about it as well too. So we know we got a big season ahead of us, but I'm looking forward to the season with the guys.
So to dovetail competitive battles and to break the continuity, someone well, Jaylen Waddle is a new face on this offense. You guys have had competitive battles for a long time, but what does he bring and what is he doing to sharpen your blade, so to speak?
Yeah, it's great. Going against him every day, good on good. He's just gonna make the whole team better. He's a weapon. Down the field, could run every route in the route tree, fast, explosive, and he's looking good out there. Everybody's getting along. He's familiar with the offense. Him and Bo been dialed in, sharpening in ever since training camp started. So he's looking good out there, and it's gonna make me better, and it's gonna make him better as well too.
Well, talking about, two halves of something making each other better, you recently got engaged. Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats.
This is a pretty big year for you. Some contract changes, upgrades, and now an engagement. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's very eventful for sure. But, it was a great feeling going into it. I was a little nervous. Probably the nervous I may ever been. Yeah, probably the nervous I may ever been, for real. Getting on that knee, asking her to marry me, that was quite the ordeal, but it's great, man. Love is in the air, I guess.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I've got to pivot back to football real quick, because a lot of the conversation that you guys have been having, getting more turnovers. Last year the defense was great in just about every area except in that regard. What are some of the things being emphasized?
Emphasize getting turnovers, but it's all about guys staying in the right position. Flying around to the ball. Whether it's punching the ball out, when the ball's in the air, capitalizing on those opportunities. My dog Huff right there. But we always, focus on being intentional when the ball's in the air. Everybody say 50-50 ball, but, we like to say, 80-20, when the ball's in the air. We always want the ball to be in our favor. That's the mindset every time. So, we just going out there, just feeling like, just making plays is a top priority for us right now, and we're working on that.
So you talked about, being a veteran now, 6th year in the league. You're so old, by the way. Jahdae Barron has been a guy who last year was obviously very highly drafted, and now year 2. So what kind of things going forward can we expect from him?
Expect great things. This year 2, under Coach Van's system, he's playing everywhere from dime, corner to nickel, so he's got a lot on his plate and he's handled it very well. So this is gonna be a breakout year for him for sure. I'm looking forward to his year, his journey, and everything. He's very sharp, understand the defense. He's very competitive out there, so the sky's the limit for him.
All right, well, that'll only add to a really good defense, but congratulations again on the engagement. We'll see what your celebration will be. You get a pick, take it to the end zone, get on a knee. We'll see. But thanks so much, and good luck this season.
I appreciate it.